Hey everybody, this is Loci Cross's Hands here, and I haven't been posting much magic. There's a lot more to that, but lately I've been into puzzles, like these sequential discovery puzzles. My mount there is on the table. Anyways, so I've been collecting from various designers, and the plan was, and just for my own enjoyment, but I thought I would share maybe from a magic creator's standpoint, you know, the logic, solving there. As a magic creator, you know, I create, you know, puzzles in a sense of the mind or logic in the eyes. So I would never have called myself a real puzzle solver. It wasn't ever something that I honestly was really into. And then I found some puzzles online. You know, I was drawn by like the lotus, things like that. So I decided to jump down the rabbit hole. So what I'm going to do here is I'll present a puzzle from a designer. I'll give a little bit of history on it. And then I'm not going to just rush through and solve. I'm not going to have crazy intros or anything like that. It's just for fun. And we may or may not solve it in a sitting. I might have to put up several videos of my progress on it. I may never solve some of these. Who knows? It's kind of the whole point. So what I have right here is the Revenge Lock. You can see right here, Wil Strijbos. This is also known as the Wanderer. It's level 10, I think, 9 or 10 puzzle, sequential. There's multiple steps to this. There might be some parts that come out and become tools. I don't believe that you can just buy them outright anymore. Thanks to Chris Linick here. This is where I got this one. Very good condition. Gave me a good deal on it and everything. So I could, you know, get my hands on some of these Strijbos puzzles. And I'll be doing some more. Unfortunately, not unfortunately, I've already solved the Lotus. So I wouldn't be able to go through, honestly, the whole solve process on here. But I do want to, which I can do with that one at any point because I know it. I do, once I understand how a puzzle works, want to then do a solve where I do like an expert level solve, where I work the mechanisms and do everything as showing that you know how it works to the best of your abilities. So anyways, I might put that one up. So what do we have here? This is really kind of cool. It's solid aluminum back here. Now this was based on Gary Foshi's Lunatic Lock. Wil Strijbos, you know, decided he wanted to make something like it, got permission, made changes, and then he took it to a party, I believe, or like a puzzle exchange. And from the blog Allard's Puzzling Times, Allard, or I don't know how to say it properly, forgive me. He had just the padlock, and it had changing positions in it from the start. Shush, please. And sorry, it's my cat. And he was able to solve it very quickly because of that. So Will took the puzzle back, he modified it, and then he put it in this frame because this puzzle will only go into the frame if it's at the actual starting position. And that's, I guess, a big issue for a lot of the people that have solved this. I guess you can kind of luck your way through this thing, you know, but you can't luck your way through putting it back into the frame. You have to understand it. So good challenge there. Very nice looking. It's smaller than I expected from a lot of pictures I'd seen, but I also have gigantic hands. So I haven't even gotten this out of the frame yet. I've done some clicking and playing. I was working today. I didn't really have time to mess with it. So what do we have? I mean, obviously this thing comes out of this, and it doesn't just come out, like it's in there. And I imagine these pins have something to do with it. And if there's internal mechanisms in here that lock it into place, then it's got to be in a certain position to even go in the frame. Then I imagine that there's something holding it here. But look at this. So you can push it down, and you can kind of hear that? That's a two-phase. Listen. There's something happened there right in that part. Hear that? Click. And then there's another below it. This thing has a little bit of give, but not really anything. It doesn't want to turn, like I got my finger on top of it. It doesn't want to like twist. And when I squeeze on this, you can feel it in the plate. It seems like, see, if you put your finger on this plate and the pin in here at the same time, you can see here the pin's not moving, but you can feel it in there. Something's moving in it. Also, because this has been solved, this thing's a fingerprint magnet. But since it's been solved, there's a little circle right here. It looks like a tool has been there. Same thing here. So that tells me two things, that there's probably some kind of tool in here, circular, and that, so a tool, and that it will be used right here. The other thing is I've seen in pictures, stock photos of this out of the frame. And this, I believe, no, I don't think it was sticking up then. Because if this is out of this part here, this would be sticking up anyways. I was wondering if maybe there was a bolt going through here and this had to pop up. The rules on this are to get it out of the frame. Well, it doesn't even say that. It says find your number, but there's no number on here. Looked all over it. So it's got to be inside. Find your number. Get the brass key and the shackle out. Get the wanderer out. To me, a wanderer makes me think there's a piece in here. There's not much. There's no sound. There's that. But it makes me think there's something moving around in here. That is when you start, adjusting this key in it to change the tumblers or whatever's going on in here, that this little piece is going to be moving around in it. Because the rule of replacing is put the wanderer back in, then put all this back in. So there's something in there. It just moves around. But to be fair, like when you push on this, you can kind of get it out a little right there. Just a little. I think that's just give. But it hasn't given me any clue yet on how it comes out. Imagine I'm gonna have to do something with this little brass thing here. Because this doesn't move. It just goes in and out. There is that little click right there. There's a hole here with some kind of pin and a thread. There's these guys, they don't move either. There's nothing else on here. It just doesn't. Now I pull the lock up, look at those pins, they go down in. So does that mean the pins are going all the way through? And they're part of this, the frame? Like, is that all it is? Like you push it down and just pry it off? I just don't want to use any force on it. It doesn't seem correct. I don't want to spin it or anything. I don't think there's any pins in it anyways. There's nothing moving. Just that one little clink, clink, clink sound. Nothing's moving through that hole. Definitely mounted in there. These little holes are, these little inserts going around it. Well, let's logic this thing out. We can't use any outside on it. There's no point in banging this thing. It doesn't even make sense to bang this or tap it or anything. I mean, because like what? I'm sure you could smash it down like that and knock it loose, of course. There's got to be a smart way. These pins don't push in. Things are well made. It's funny, I guess a lot of people ask Wil for answers about this one. A lot of people aren't sure if they've even fully solved it yet or not. And he's so used to it that when he found out I was getting one, he sent me a message warning me not to ask him for any answers, which I wasn't planning on it, but I thought that was funny. I was like, but I don't even have it yet, because I hadn't received it yet. And he's like, I just want you to know. More words or less. I get it, because this isn't the Lotus in that sense. Like the Lotus, you know, you're figuring out a classic old like nail puzzle first. And you get that feeling of surpassing a hurdle. With this one, you're not really getting that. I imagine getting it out of the frame is that first hurdle, but it's not very obvious what to do or where to go with it. Definitely wants to be out of there. The only thing here that you really have to work with is this brass. So what is it about this brass I'm not catching? Like, does it just fall out? You have to push them at the same time and then let it up. Like, what was that? Push it in, let it up, push up, let up. Different combinations here. Right, what was that? It seems like it's raised a little bit, but I don't believe it has. Unless you can just like pump it out. That might have been like a button combination here. You have to, oh wait, what just happened? I've locked this. Oh shit, okay. Oh. Well, I'm glad I caught that on camera. Oh. So this slides up but doesn't want to come out because of this. And this is locked. These are some hex keys here. There's circles, but those aren't the same circles. This might just be from building it. Ooh, my number, 826. Which is funny, because if I had been given a choice of numbers, I don't think this is a build number. I don't think they made that many of these, did they? 826. But if I had like a number, like they talk about the numbers they get 21 to, I would want 86, because that was always my number. Okay, well. Oh, look what we have here. Uh-oh, I got it kind of, just by turning it like that, I got it kind of stuck. Something's going on here inside. Oh, it went back down. Okay, I joked that the egg might be like a Revo maze, but I'm thinking this is more suiting of a feeling here. I've never done a Revo maze, so I don't really know what I'm talking about. Okay. But what's going on here? So why did it pop out? Okay, so this rod's going straight through it. So if I was pumping it and I got it out, that means that when you do this, there's tumblers of some kind in here, but they must be changing. It must be that piece. So you have to get it the right combination of in and out. So the pumping worked, like pushing in, push out. But I don't know exactly what combination it was. Now we have this guy out. Ooh, I see a rod going through here. Oh, it just went back in. Oh, but why? So is that the Wanderer? That little piece moving around? Let's see. This is just keyed in to lock into place. There's a little thing here, so it kind of holds in place from turning. Other than that, this is turning really smoothly, like it doesn't have teeth. Like it's just a rod. And there's that little thing popped up again. So do we turn it there to make it pop? Yes, see, it just slid across. It slid across and made an opening for this to move. So we have like a tumbler here and a tumbler here. There's two of them. Huh. So if this is up, see, there's something I can't see. It's machined. You can't see what this part of the brass rod is like. There's something going on in there. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. Is this unscrewing? It feels like it's getting longer. What is happening? Oh. Oh! Ha! I found a tool. Okay. But now my pin, there we go. It's back in. What is this? This is a screw. Huh. Is it for these pins, maybe, to keep them from moving into place? Not for the hex. Yeah, that even makes sense. Oh. Spring here. I feel like I'm moving too fast through this all of a sudden. Like, all of a sudden, everything just starts happening. Actually, we're at 17 minutes, and I'm not going to rush this guy. I want to understand what's going on. So I'm not going to make any forward progress. If I figure out what this is for, I'm going to leave it for the next little clip. But I'll just keep it where it is and kind of think about what I got here. We got pins. We got pins that want to move in places, and I got something here I think I can stop the pins with. Probably here. Huh, that's interesting. Wow, I really totally just found that. It was so weird. I'll leave it just like this. We'll put that right there, but I think it's a good place to wrap it. I don't want to make these videos too long. So we're going to come back to this bad boy. And then I also have a first box and an egg on the way. Those will be other videos. I'll make a video of the expert like level Lotus solve after, you know, working weeks on it and talking to Will and sending him videos. I've gotten it down to like almost 2 minutes without any spins. So it's pretty interesting to watch. And what else is there? Oh, some other things in the work. I got some Rex Rosano Perez puzzles coming. So after I do my little thing on Will here and these puzzles, then we'll go over to those and look at those. It's a whole different thinking style with the pressed plastic sequential discovery puzzles. And then we'll just see how it goes, where this hobby takes me and what we can actually get our hands on. So, spoiler alert, we got the Revenge Lock out of the frame. We found a tool, and I'm starting to make some understanding here of what's going on here. There's some floating, look at that. There's some floating pieces in here. So if I make a discovery or I feel like I can move on this, I'll pop out the camera and we'll do it again. All right, thanks for watching.